Houston, we have the same problem. Come on in, Mr. James Harden. You don't mind if I call you James Soften, right? Okay, good. Because you're soft. Knew you wouldn't. Let's get to it. Ah, man. You're supposed to be a slick basketball player, Mr. Triple Double, 60 some points in a game on regular season nights. But when the chips are on the table, you seem to have a history to come up short, even with your only time in the NBA Finals that they blame Durant for. But the truth of the matter is, Durant showed up. Russ didn't show up. And mainly, when the game was tight, the guy they brought off the bench who would bring the offense, Mr. James Harden, who now, at that time you were Harden, came in, lit up the court, and got them to the NBA Finals. And from there, you went from Harden to soft. Couldn't buy a basket. Couldn't get them over the hump. And when you lost, everybody was hurt. Kevin Durant is crying, holding his mama. And you just walk by like, hey, don't worry, we'll get him next time. Walked off. Like, what a lovely day. Like, no care in the world. You just lost in the NBA Finals. And you haven't been back. They couldn't afford to keep all three of you. So they traded you to Houston. And they decided to keep Westbrook. Now, here we are. You can't get the Houston Rockets to the NBA Finals. So they have to bring in an aging veteran to help get you over the hump. You got all these three-point shooters. Y'all win 65 games. Then, when the chips are on the table, I know James Soften is going to show up. And show up he did. Why? Because, see, when people have nothing to do but focus on you, they focus on you. They know that you're the only thing they're going to be playing. And you put a mask on this entire playoffs and have people believe you were really doing all this destruction. And you're this excellent three-point shooter. No, you're not. You're a pretty shooter. That's what you are. You're a pretty shooter. It's got to be a perfect release, perfect form, where it just hit all net and go in. Perfect shooter. So if things just not perfect, it's not gonna go right. In the playoffs, things gonna get dirty. It's gonna get nasty. It's gonna get in the muck. Things ain't gonna be perfect. And that's what's disrupting your game. Can't stand you anyway, pretty much sucker. Now that line fit. Pretty cute shooter. Gotta have a cute shot. Well, let's see how cute that was when you played against Utah. You were 2 for 8 for 3, 1 for 17. I mean, 1 for 7. Then you were 1 for 7 again. So you hit 4 3-pointers in 3 games and shot about 30 attempts to get those 4. Does that sounds like a guy who's lighting it up from 3? That don't sound like the 3-point shooter we heard so much about, right? Y'all was supposed to beat Golden State, but y'all was just a dinner stick. And they ate y'all up and showed y'all not shooters. We're the shooters. Y'all the guys bouncing around in the rap video or in the State Farm videos. Like y'all better than us. Got your chest out. We wait till the chips on the table and take them all away. That's what they showed you. Now, when you played Golden State, that first game, you was 5 and 9 for 3. That brainwashed you, didn't it? Made you believe you was a shooter. The very next game, after he was 5 and 9, he was 3 for 15 from 3, then 2 from 6, 3 out of 12, 0 for 11, 4 for 12, and in the very final game, you were 2 for 13. Whereas a team, you guys collectively missed 27 threes in a row. I'm not going to say what you should have done, but I think you know. Now, I'm just looking at some numbers here. And while I'm looking at these numbers, it's baffling to me because you're an all-star player. You're a guy that's supposed to be, and I'm hearing that you're going to get voted the most valuable player in the NBA. Now, bear with me for a minute, Mr. Soften. You were 12 of 29 in the final game. 12 of 29. 13 of those shots were threes. Seems like that if you take away those 13 shots, you were very efficient within the 3-point range. Why wouldn't you lessen those attempts? Because statistically showing, shooting 15, 12, 11, anything in double-digit 3-pointers for you is not beneficial. You should be fit shooting maybe 5 or 6. That's what your number should be. And the rest of your shots should be within the paint. Because you're not that knockdown 3-point shooter. No. You're a pretty release 3-point shooter. That way, you help and put pressure on them guarding you inside the paint. Once that opens up or they tighten up down there, then you can go outside. You go inside, outside. That's how it works. That's how the game works. You put pressure on them to score because you're converting. You got guys in foul trouble. It's hard to draw fouls on people when you're throwing up threes. You know, it just is. So you're the leader. And so far, you've led them to nothing. Is your beard wearing you down or something? You got to trim it or something? I don't know. But you trying to hide your face? That's why you got the beard on? Fear the beard? Let me tell you something. No one fears the beard, dog. Because they know what's behind it. You understand? Junior, now, leave me. and bring in that idiot Dan Antoni.